you had a wonderful day in Berlin. I
I
tuned
love
in
Berlin. Yeah.
to this morning to the morning magazine. Saw you there. So it began quite early for you, right?
Yeah, a quarter to six we had to get up,
Ooh.
and a quarter past six we had to leave the hotel to go to the TV show. So that was quite early for a rock and roll type as me.
Tell me about it. How was it? I saw you performing an acoustic song or two and a little bit of talking. So how was the experience for you to be in German television?
It was really nice to be there. It's a different type of television show than I've been before, so it was really nice to get the invitation and to spread the word that we're going to go on tour and everything. So yeah, and I even memorized myself a few lines in German. Because I do understand a lot of German,
Yeah,
but I
I
don't
saw
speak it
that.
that well. Yeah.
Yeah. But we keep it in English if it's fine for you. I mean,
Yeah.
I can
Yeah.
question. I can
Your
ask some questions.
Your English is perfect, so don't worry.
Okay,
As long as
perfect.
people understand it, it's fine for me.
Yeah, I think it's totally fine. But
Yeah, and we
tell
got
me
to,
about. Yeah. Go on, go on.
yeah, and we got to play, of course, two acoustic songs, which was also very nice for an audience there. And yeah,
Yeah, but you've been on television before, right? So
yes, of course, yeah, yeah.
how was the first time being on television? I mean, it's similar to being on stage, maybe, but I mean, there's a little bit different aspects of now it's live, and now you can
Yeah.
buy a lot
Well,
of.
that's of course with the show also, but then like everybody's watching. And the second song didn't go perfectly, but it was funny also in a way, And when something goes a little bit wrong, it's also funny when it goes wrong. So I had a frog in my throat a bit in the beginning of the song, and then something went wrong with the guitar as well. We had a perfect general rehearsal. It's like, oh, this is perfect. But you know what they say? When you've got a good rehearsal, then it's a bad show. And we were playing, it's like, oh no, it's like Murphy's Law. Everything that happens that wasn't supposed to happen happened at that moment. So, but it was still very good. I'm fine. But it was like funny, and we're like giggling a little bit, like, okay, how can this happen now in television prime time?
Yeah, that's the thing with live television, right? There's like a switch,
Yeah.
you can't go back, and you can't do it again.
No, you have to improvise.
But is it for you the same thing when going on stage? That it's like a switch, and now you're like live, and then you have
Yeah.
to perform. But I mean, it's also, I think, quite trained in your like system to be on stage. So there's not a lot of uncertainties.
No, there isn't. But on the other hand, still a lot can go wrong, and but also on the other hand, that's also, I think, the beauty is in the imperfection. Sometimes also, if you see a perfect show, it's boring also in a way, and it's spontaneous. Some things happen spontaneously when something goes wrong also, and you start talking in a different way to the audience again, start explaining why something went wrong. And people have something to talk about also. So I'm never afraid of something going wrong in the end anyway, because it's fun. Because then you have a different show than the night before, and yeah, you get a different kind of interaction with people. It's nice. So
You have something in mind that something went wrong, and you had like a wholesome reaction from the crowd.
yeah, well, we played in Spain many years ago, and there was this stairs that you had to go to the stage. And Robert, my husband, yeah. Well, we had to go there in the dark because they could not see us there. It was like a showcase for a selected group of people that won tickets. And it was a really bit of a strange kind of stage setup. So we had to go in the dark downstairs, but it had no railing, so where you could hold yourself. And Robert, the guitar player, my husband, forgot about that. So he just walked off and he fell on stage and was like 2 meters high, dropping down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Serious.
And but my stupid reaction was I started laughing because like, oh my god, this is so Spinal Tap. And then and everybody started laughing, and then he said, hi, well, I'm okay. And then that was so funny. And so the fact that he was okay, everybody just started laughing so loud. It's like, okay, and then we still had to go on, and immediately the ice was broken and we were not nervous at all anymore. So
great.
yeah.
Not what someone wants to do before the show, I guess.
No, exactly. But there's so many stories like this.
Yeah, I think, I mean, you've been around for a while now, so
Yes.
you have to A lot of stories, I guess. But let's
Yeah, after
talk
30
about
years, yes.
quickly you go back to this morning. You played an acoustic version of the Fool's Parade, and
Yes, we
I
did.
know this is like a very loaded song. And I know, for you, peace in Eastern Europe is a big matter of the heart. And I don't want to get that political here, but I mean, it's still important for you to send out messages with your songs, right? So
Yeah.
this is there's a reason behind you choose that song this morning.
Yes, exactly. I was hoping he would ask me a little bit more about it, but there was so little time, and so I didn't have much time to explain what the song was about or why we're doing that much. But I can
Now
tell
here's the
you.
time. Here's the time now.
Yeah, well, the thing is that I really believe in democracy. I believe in the right to vote. I believe in freedom of speech. All these things are so important for us, and we are so happy about the fact that we are living in a democracy. You in Germany, but also us in the Netherlands, and it's a privilege to have that right because it's such a fragile thing, democracy and the right to vote also. And they don't have that in Russia. They don't. It's one just it's a
Yeah, they have no
facade.
choice. Like, yeah.
They have no choice. And there's a lot of propaganda going on. And when the Ukraine got invaded, if we lose another democracy because they really are really working on their corruption in the country, they're really trying to be like the rest of the West, and they really want to be this democracy, and they want to keep that. And now Russia invaded it, and if they take Ukraine, then it will be another country oppressed. And not talking even about what will happen to the people there, because so many already died, but nobody will give up. If you've spoken to anyone who's from the Ukraine, they're so resilient, so powerful in the message that they don't want the Russians there. They don't. And so I think we should keep on supporting the people in need who are fighting for the democracy. And they are fighting for our democracy also, because Russia is always trying to interfere with elections, also here in Germany, but also in America, like when Trump got voted in for the first time, and now again. So they're playing with our minds, and they're playing games all the time. So it's very important to find the real news facts and do a little bit more effort for that, to find what the real reality is. Although sometimes some other news sites will propaganda also like they are the real news, But it's really important to find facts from propaganda.
Yeah, I love how passionate you are about this, and I mean, it's I guess hard for a single person to like do everything they can for this cause. But I love how you, for example, like take a Ukrainian band with you on tour, which is a big statement, but it's also so subtle, and it doesn't take much effort, but it sends such a great message. So tell me about Blind 8, and especially for the song that's coming out and the tour. I mean, quite exciting months coming up for you.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. And Blind Date's coming on tour with us. They're the first opening act for our show. And after that, we have a German band, and it's okay. I do want to mention them as well, because I'm really crazy about that band as well. Blind Date, we found them actually because we wanted to have a featuring on their music, or if they on our music, to keep on talking about Ukraine, but in a subtle way, like you say, not always talking about the war, but to do mingle, and get in contact with people from there. And so we can keep the focus a little bit on the Ukraine in a different way than just talking about the war in general. So we found them actually after going through long list of a lot of musicians, from folk to opera to any kind of music, that we felt like, can we make a song with them somehow? And then we found Alex Yarmek. And Alex used to be in Blind Date. And then he wanted to be like a full-time producer and vocalist. And they were like, yeah, we're just not sure if we want to be professional yet. So they split up. And so we did a a song with him on Fool's Parade, and he did an amazing job. So intense how he does the middle part that he wrote himself, and it's quite intense. And the song itself was already there for many years, but we didn't find the right special sweet spot yet for the music, and he delivered that on that song. We adjusted the lyrics because it's now of course about Russia and Ukraine again, and about the facade that Russia is putting up. And then we found also Blind 8, and we wanted to have a support act, but Alex is of course just a one-man show. He is a producer, so we asked them to come on tour with us and be the first opening act, and they make similar music so they can also play together again. So Alex can also sing in that band as well, as he sings also with us.
Perfectly. Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. But there's one small problem at the moment, is that 2 people of the band have been summoned to come to call for duty. So they're actually in the army right now, and we are trying to get them on tour with us, because I think it's also good for promoting the Ukraine, having them on tour with us. And we're looking different scenarios of how we can fix it with them to be with us on tour, maybe different people, or maybe getting them for a certain time with us and that they go back to the army after the tour. But that's also like such a mind F.
So you're in close contact with them to figure out.
Yes, how we can do how we can do this with the government, from our government side, to get them the right forms and to help them out in a way.
Yeah, also a hard decision for them to make, right? To fight
very,
or to get like to represent your country in such a big tour in different countries in Europe.
And that's their passion. Yeah, but also and also they know their friends are going to war at the same time while they're being maybe on tour with us. So, they're being torn apart in different ways emotionally.
Maybe we can talk a little bit more about the tour. So there will be a lot of shows in Europe, of course. Are you excited for one specific one? Is there anything planned? You have like a lot of guests with you, Talia, and tell me about it.
Well, Taria is coming on tour on several dates. I don't know them by heart, but and she's coming for a lot of shows, which I really, really I'm gonna enjoy, and we're gonna make something special out of that. But the whole group who's going to tour with us, we're all gonna mingle a little bit amongst each other. So it's gonna be one big show, not just our show, but we'll interact also in other shows. So it's gonna be a really nice combination of all these musicians together, trying to make something really special and something completely different than we've done before on the previous tour.
Oh, that's exciting.
Yes, it is.
and I saw that you will also play next year on the Holy Ground in Wacken. Again, for the 4th time. The first time I looked it up was in 2005. Do you remember anything from that first time in Wacken?
Yes, I was. I didn't know what to expect. I was like, because we have. Well, sometimes you have a certain vibe that like, okay, they're gonna really like us, and let's storm the stage. And with Wacken, I wasn't pretty sure in 2005 because, there was a lot of female-fronted coverage in media and in the magazines and everything, and there was maybe so much, because it was so popular at the time, that people were, saying, don't like it that much. And we were like going really to this metal festival. It's like, okay, I really hope they like us. So I was a bit nervous to go on stage the first time, but it worked. It was amazing. People were so open-minded and so positive that I was like, what was I thinking before I went on stage? Of course, that's typically, I think, metal also. It's where the group in itself is already different from the mainstream. We know what it is to be different, so to be different within the difference, so to say.
Yeah, it's also the whole spirit from Wacken, right? It's like
it's very good. I love
friendly.
it.
Yeah,
no, they're so cool, and we had the best shows there. It's really, really like have a nice connection with the audience, and I can't wait to be there next year.
Talking about the first time, 2005. It's a long time ago.
It's really a long time ago.
In comparison to like what social media and Instagram and so on has become, I saw you reached 400,000 followers on your Instagram account on With Temptation. I don't know if you make something about that numbers or if you just okay, it's not necessarily very important, but I mean, do you keep track of something like that?
Well, to be honest, I'm not sure if I should say this on radio, but I was a bit shocked of our own audience in a way, because we reached actually 4,2, and we lost the 2 because we made an announcement like, okay, just a post about pride in the Netherlands. And we lost 0.2 just by one post saying equality stands for, and I don't care about losing those, but I do. It was a shock to me, like so many people were appalled by that message. It's like, what is the world going to? It's like I was a bit sad about
feedback.
that.
It's you
Immediate
get the
feedback.
reaction. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, okay, because you said something about equality and how we see people, how we treat people. Wow, it was a bit shocking.
Yeah. See your platform and as a personality of the music industry as like your gateway to your audience, right? So
yeah, exactly.
I mean, it means a lot to have 400,000 people see posts and hear your voice and see videos.
Exactly.
But you also acknowledge that responsibility, right?
Yeah, exactly. And I think also with the responsibility, it's also reflecting how people are thinking about how things are changing in society sometimes. But things you post, it's like, wow, didn't see this coming. But anyway, I'm not regretting it at all. So I'm really happy that it happened because it just cleans up the database.
yeah, for sure. Maybe sometimes like you cleaned your house in the spring, like
exactly.
all the winter dust is gone. And then...
yeah, who cannot stand for equality for everyone? It's like, come on.
Yeah. Sure. So lastly, I want to talk about the live album that came out this year. I saw a few clips from that, but I was wondering how much effort goes into like this extra, like how does it come together if you decide, okay, this is the show we're going to record for the live album?
Well, the way it goes for us is like it's actually a very practical one. Recording the show in Amsterdam for the second time actually is the reason that we have all our connections over there mostly, and so it's easier to get things done in a country where we come from, where we know the most people and the companies and everything. So that's the only reason, because we could have done it in Berlin, we could have done it in wherever, because there's so many beautiful cities and beautiful venues out there. So, but it's a more of a hassle to get it organized. So it's easier for us. That's the only reason. Otherwise, would have done maybe somewhere else as well.
But if you know that this is the exact moment you're getting recorded, or is every show recorded? I don't know. So you have to maybe play a little bit with the camera and here and there and some special effects.
Well, we did film a lot during the tour, but mostly backstage things and not of the crowd. But we had our own photographer with us, but we already decided up front it needs to be in the Netherlands where it was recorded. But we do the audio is being recorded every night, also to check how it sounds and what went wrong, or maybe what can we do better. So it's a little bit for that reason more.
Yeah. Is there going to be another live album from the next tour?
Yeah, probably. No, it's always nice. I see it also like a diary for myself. It's like when you grow older, it's nice to see the show of, 10, 20 years ago. And we've changed so much and still are so much the same at the same time. And it's nice to see that difference every time and to have like this collection of memories on the DVD. And it's nice that the fans can enjoy that as well. But it's mostly for myself as well that I like, yes, I'm happy that I have another DVD that I can maybe, when I'm not able to sing anymore, or whatever happens in life, it's nice to have that as a momentum.
Okay, Sharon, thanks for taking the time. It was a pleasure talking to you. I wish you
Thank
all
you
the
very
best
much.
for the upcoming tour. We see you in Germany and next year in Wacken. And if you want to say something for our Radio Bob listeners, With Temptation fans, go for it.
Okay. Hi, this is Sharon from With Temptation, and we're going to be playing between the 3rd of October and the 6th of December in Germany. So come and check us out. Wir freuen uns auf euch.